Today I'm going to go over what is hair porosity. How does hair porosity affect the moisture in your hair? Hair porosity is your hair's ability to take in and hold onto moisture. This porosity is mainly controlled by the cuticle layer of your hair. The cuticle layer is the outside of your hair. It sits in a scaly pattern and it operates as a bunch of tiny gates. These tiny gates protect your hair when the cuticle is closed and leave your hair vulnerable when the cuticle is open. People with high porosity hair have a cuticle layer that is very open. This means the moisture can easily flow in and out of your hair. People with high porosity hair will normally complain that their hair dries out easily. People with low porosity hair have a cuticle layer that is mostly shut. The moisture in this hair gets held onto quite well. However, people with this hair will generally complain that their hair is oily. The oily content of low porosity hair comes from the natural oils not being absorbed easily into your hair. The porosity of your hair is mostly controlled by the shape of your hair. Curly hair will create an angle that opens the cuticle layer, giving your hair a higher porosity. Straight hair, on the other hand, allows for the cuticle layer to remain closed. Hair porosity and curl type generally have a direct correlation. However, it is not unheard of for someone with curly hair to have low porosity, and people with straight hair sometimes may have high porosity. It simply has the genetics of how your cuticle layer will fall. The pH of your hair also plays a major role in your hair's porosity. High pH levels will open the cuticle layer, where low pH levels will close the cuticle layers. Products with that higher pH level will allow for your hair to have a high porosity and moisture to come in and out of your hair easily. This is how coloring your hair works. They will apply a highly alkaline basic substance to your hair, which opens the cuticle all the way, so the coloring can affect the core of your hair, changing the color of your hair. At the end of the coloring process, they will give you an acidic product which will close the cuticle layer back up and allow for the hair color to be changed. The natural pH of your hair is around 4.5 to 5.5. Products, particularly shampoo, will leave your cuticle layer open after showering, allowing your hair to lose moisture. This is because many shampoos have a high pH level. Make sure that the shampoo you are using is a pH balanced shampoo. The pH of your shampoo can be one of the major factors of the moisture content in your hair. Water itself has a pH of 7, which is why your hair loses its structure when it's wet. The pH of the water is opening your cuticle layer. A common myth is that the temperature of the water is opening your cuticle layer when the water is hot and closing the cuticle layer when it's cold. That is not true. The steam of hot water could contribute to the opening of the cuticle layer, but it's mostly breaking up the oils on your scalp. And cold water does not close your cuticle layer. It's just less harmful on your hair and scalp than the hot water would be. The best thing to keep in mind when showering is that shampoo is for your scalp and conditioner is for your hair. Shampoo is meant to break up any buildup that you have on your scalp. Conditioner is made to hold in moisture in your hair. We recommend using a leave-in conditioner after you shower that is an oil-based or butter-based conditioner that does not contain water. The water will affect the pH of your hair. While an oil-based or butter-based conditioner may have a minor effect, it is not going to negatively affect the pH of your hair. To allow your hair to have a closed cuticle layer and absorb all the good water that was sitting on your hair during the shower. While hair porosity is a major contributor to the moisture content of your hair, there are other factors that control how oily or dry your hair is. Your activity level can play a major role in the moisture content of your hair. If you sweat a lot, you will have a lot more natural oils in your hair. So as your activity level changes, you will want to keep that in mind whether you are shampooing more or less. Remember, you are always looking for a balance between moisturized hair and not having buildup on your scalp. The air around you could also play a major role in the moisture content of your hair. Your shampoo and moisturizing regimen should be adjusted based off of whether it is the wintertime when the air is dry or the summertime when the humidity rises, depending on where you live. Also, how you style your hair could affect your hair's moisture content. If you curl or straighten your hair with heat, you will need to replace the moisture that was lost in that process. We don't recommend you do either of those things, but to give your hair the best chance of recovering, make sure you provide your hair with all the moisture that it lost. On the flip side, if you wear a protective style like braids or a ponytail, you won't need as much moisture as if you let your hair go freely. It is a simple question of surface area. The more your hair is exposed to the air around it, the more water will evaporate from it. Lastly, don't think of your hair as stagnant. The moisture content of your hair will change and you will need to adjust to it. Take care of your hair properly. A good way to test your hair's current state is to do a water test. Take a piece of clean, dry hair and place it in a cup of water. If your hair floats, it has low porosity. If it sits in the middle of the glass, it has normal porosity. And if it sinks, it has high porosity and your hair could use a good leave-in conditioner. Another simple test is to rub your finger up and down your hair. If it is smooth, you have low porosity because your cuticle layer is closed. If it is rough, your hair has high porosity because your cuticles are open. In conclusion, be aware of your hair's porosity. By developing a healthy beauty regimen that accounts for your hair's porosity, the pH of the products you are using, your shampoo and conditioner frequency, your activity level, the environment and air humidity that you live in, and how you style your hair. If you'd like to learn more about the different properties of moisturization, check out our blog at jiopy.com. At Jiopy Design, we currently sell premium leave-in conditioners and skin moisturizers. We have fragrance-free of both and 10 other different scent combinations that we make from essential oils. You can find all of our products at Etsy, Amazon, and at our website, jiopy.com.